Hello everyone and welcome back to the fourth video in our Let's Play of King's Quest VI AGI Demake. My name is Brandon Corey and I am the creator of this game. It is a reimagining of Sierra Online's original King's Quest VI, aired today, gone tomorrow, built in the AGI game engine from the 1980s. This game took me about 18 years to make, and it is finally available to download if you head to the website KQ6AGI.com. Hopefully you can find it there if it's not taken down. But anyway, welcome back. So glad to have you here. I have just been having the greatest time playing this with you, and I hope you've been having a good time as well. So last time we played where we left off. Some very important things, some very critical stages have transpired. We just visited with the Oracle on the Isle of the Sacred Mountain. We have defeated the Minotaur, which is it's a very pivotal moment in the game. It allows a lot of other things to happen. One of which is, if we open our magic map, we can see that there are now 5 islands on the map instead of 4. This only happens after you defeat the Minotaur. So let's check out this Isle of the Mist. And just a warning, you only get one chance to visit this island before, if you leave and come back, you will be captured by the Druids. So you get one little chance here to kind of get what you need before you come back. From the northeast come the mysterious sounds of drums and chanting. Let's take a look here. Alexander is standing on the beach of a shrouded island. From here, 2 paths lead into the island, one to the northwest and one to the northeast. Weird, gnarled trees and rolling mists add to the island's eerie atmosphere. If you go north right now at this point, you will die. The Druids will capture you and kind of hang you over a spit, over a fire, and yeah, you'll burn to death. So do not do that. We need to prepare the Make Rain spell if that's something that you're wanting to do to go down the long path of the game. So we will go, it is safe to go west here. And let's look around. Alexander is standing in a small village. Arranged around him in a circle are houses built into the hollows of huge trees. In the center of the village is a fire pit. There is a scythe hanging on the side of one of the houses. There is coal in the fire pit. Oh yes, if I was playing this and I didn't have a description, that looks just like a scythe. I would know that. Let's get some coal. Alexander reaches into the fire pit and takes a lump of coal. And let's get this, ultra high resolution scythe here. Alexander takes the scythe. And if you go to the east, it goes to that same screen where the Druids are having their ceremony. And of course, you will die at this point. So we must leave, and we cannot come back unless we have our Make Rain spell prepared. Let's go to the Isle of Wonder real quick. There's a couple of different orders or ways you could do this. This is where I'm choosing to go at this time. Since we got this lump of coal, we knew that these red and white queens of chessboard land were kind of fighting over them. So we might be able to create a little bit of peace with them. Oh, looks like there's a little something sparkling on this table here. To the right of the path is a little coffee table. There's a bottle on the table. Okay, let's see here. Take bottle. Alexander picks up the bottle. Let's take a look at what is this thing here? Oh, it's called potion. The little bottle contains some sort of potion and bears a label saying, "Drink me." Well, that's rather forward of it. And we can try it. Let's try it. Let's drink potion. And you are allowed to do this once just to see what the effects are. Alexander decides to swallow the potion in the bottle labeled "Drink me" to see what happens. Suddenly, his vision goes white, then fades to black. His lungs become too heavy to breathe. His heart slows. I think that's what it said. Then beats no more. Oh my gosh. Suddenly, his heart takes a lurch. His chest heaves like that of a newborn. His vision clears, and Alexander feels fine. Phew, for a minute there I thought, what if someone else had seen me and thought, zounds? So yes, it is a kind of a way that you can fake your own death, and you can use that a little bit later in the game to get an extra point. And that'll be coming up here soon. So let's go into chessboard land. Once you have this coal, having this coal in your inventory is what triggers them to appear the second time. Otherwise, they don't. Because we did visit once when we picked up the scarf.
Your Highness may as well spend her royal time contemplating something else. The lump of coal shall be sent to the Castle of the Crown under my name, and that's all there is to it. No, it shan't.
Yes, it shall.
If the coal is sent in your name, I shall royally decree a ban on all red on the Isle. You do, and I shall royally decree that white shall be henceforth used for all mopping up of cabbage stew. You wouldn't dare. Oh, wouldn't I? Oh, it's you. Have you thought of any more of those brilliant ideas of yours?
And you do have a limited time to type this next response before they leave, but you can always come back and try again. And you can, there's a lot of different things you can type. You can simply say give coal. That's one way it'll work. I found the two of you another lump of coal so that you can stop fighting over the one you have.
Ooh, let me see. A lump of coal. And what a beauty it is, too. Marvelous. Now we can stop fighting, sister. Your Highness can just keep the old lump of coal, and I'll take this new one.
Quite right. This settles everything.
As a token of our endless esteem and royal favor, please accept this magnificent and truly incredible spoiled egg.
Thanks. Wow. Let me see that lump of coal, Your Highness.
Oh, it is a beauty, isn't it? Why, it's bigger than my lump of coal.
Let me have it immediately.
Over my dead body, Your Highness. It's my lump of coal, and it is indeed larger and much grander. Just look at that sheen.
I demand you exchange with me immediately. Well, I guess we tried, but I guess there is no pleasing them. Speaking of, like, fighting siblings, we have another little event here with the swamp, the stick in the mud and bump on a log. This was one of the very last parts I made in this game because I was just dreading it. It was very difficult to implement. There are a lot of different scenarios and conversations and things, and then top it all off, there's a lot of text and memory issues with using AGI. So yeah, it was a struggle, and man. So let's. Our spell book said that we needed a cup of some swamp ooze in our teacup. So let's try getting some ooze in our teacup. Alexander scoops what he thinks might be swamp ooze into the little china teacup. What do you think you're doing? Oh, you startled me. I was just getting some swamp ooze. Well, you certainly won't find it there. That's not swamp ooze. That's swamp slime. He's right, you know, but he could be a little nicer about telling you. He's not a very pleasant stick in the mud. Nobody asked you! Be quiet!
Oh, the trials of being a mere bump on a log.
And you can, continue to talk to them. You can talk to the stick. I don't know if you want to do that or not.
Perhaps you could toss me some swamp ooze, since you seem to be able to recognize it. I can only reach this bit by the path.
Well, hoity-toity, look who's Mr. Want so much. You think I got a job here passing around precious swamp matter? You should be so lucky.
He's an utter waste of oxygen. I'd save my breath if I were you.
But really,
Never! I got your swamp ooze right next to me, and that's where it's gonna stay. Its swamp ooze is mine, period.
Here. Let's talk to the bump on a log. Who are you?
I'm Bump on a Log, and that's my brother, Stick in the Mud. We've had this thing about each other ever since our childhood. Mom always liked me best.
She did not! That is absolutely not true!
He's a bit lazy, you see. He's got the only swamp ooze in the swamp right next to him, but do you think he'd move a finger to help me get you some? Hardly. He'd try to brain you with it, more likely. His temper's about the only thing that ever gets a workout, and that's on yours truly.
Oh, like you've moved at all in the last century. Like you're Mr. Physical Activity.
Just because I can't reach anything, he thinks he can throw gushy swamp matter at me and just say whatever he likes. If only I could turn the tables on that heckler, he might learn some respect. But as you see, I'm a mere bump on a log and must be content with my lot.
Oh, shut up! You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn even if you had something to throw. Just shut up!
You see how he is. I should call a social worker or something.
We have this rotten tomato. Alexander can try to throw the tomato himself, but that will create a losing state. And even as simple as throwing a tomato is enough to make you able to not even complete the game. So let's give tomato to a bump on a log. You can type it in different ways.
I thought this might come in handy the next time your brother starts picking on you. Aha! Finally, old Bump on a Log is not so defenseless, is he?
Hey, what are you doing there? Watch the pulp, would ya?
Now, Bumpy, remember all I've given you. The only thing you've ever given me is mud. Take this.
No! Not into the swamp!
Okay. Ooh. Oh, poor bump on a log.
Okay, I give up. Jeez, sorry.
Well, I guess it's not very pleasant having things thrown at you. I'm sorry.
You mean it, brother?
Brother.
Stick in the Mud and Bump on a Log, exhausted from the battle, immediately doze off into naps. Rotten Tomato, being equally lazy, decides to join them. Alright, well there we go. We got our Swamp Ooze. So we can go up here and say, get Swamp Ooze with teacup. Alexander fills the teacup with the Swamp Ooze. Great! All we need in the teacup now is some water from the river Styx. Wherever that might be. Now we can open our map and head to the Isle of the Beast. We are ready to tackle the other two enchantment traps on this island. Oh, there we go, folks! Sliding deer. I talked about it, I don't know if it was in the... Oh, look at it go! In our second video. It's a little glitch with that deer. I'm not sure what causes it, but there you go. It moonwalking. It moonwalking there. I'm having too much fun playing this. I'm sorry. All right, we have the archer here. Of course, if you try to walk through that path, he will shoot you. So you can type several different things. You can say like hold up shield, the shield that we got in the catacombs. Alexander decides to pass through the gate, preparing the shield just in case. Whew. The magic arrow completely shatters the shield. Good thing the arrow didn't hit Alexander. Alright, we passed that enchantment. And there are some white roses here in the bush. Let's get a rose. Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges. And walk up here. Alexander walks forward to step onto the gazebo. Ooh! But the rose hedges on either side of the path, sensing an intruder's presence, reach out their vines and blend together. The path is blocked. Uh-oh. Well, we did get that high-resolution scythe, so we can cut the hedges with the scythe that we got on the Isle of the Mists. Alexander wields the scythe, determined to get past the magical rose hedges. The leaves fly as Alexander tries to cut the branches faster than they can grow back together. He sees light. He's through. Alright, and that was the third and final enchantment. And now we are in Beast's Garden.
Who dares enter Beast's Garden?
My name is Alexander. I didn't mean to disturb your private garden.
No, and yet, monsieur, you could hardly have accidentally broken through the 3 enchanted traps of the Isle of the Beast.
I suppose it is simply my nature to break through enchanted traps.
You must be a prince, then. I know the nature of princes all too well. This face you see before you is hideous, is it not?
Well, for the face of a beast, it is really quite noble.
Ha! I'm glad you like it, for you will soon own one just like it. I, too, was once a pretty prince, caring for nothing but adventuring and rescuing fair maidens. But I rackled one too many evil hags. One dark night, I was turned into this obscenity you see before you, warped into shape and trapped on this enchanted island over 100 years ago.
Surely there is a way off this island.
Oh, surely. You broke in, did you not? And yet, think, where would I go clad so eloquently as I am, with this silk and this pelt? You see, my prison is also my sanctuary. You are the first to break through the barriers in these many years. That is, except for the druids who stole my heirloom coat of arms.
Oh, some more blaming going on there. If there's any way I can help.
Help? You? I'm afraid you don't understand. The enchanted barriers were a warning and protection for you more than for me. Your prize for forcing your way past them is to join me in this dire life. By the laws of this sorcery, you are doomed to be trapped in the form of a beast. Your reward for broaching this garden is to be my slave. A slave as beastly as I am. You have only a few hours of humanity left.
But that's not possible. There must be some way to break the enchantment. Spells always have a weakness somewhere.
The enchantment you are under is tied to my own. The sorceress left me a way out. All right, but I'm afraid it was only her final, bitter joke. You see, I need only find a maiden to join me here, to share my castle, my life, willingly. Take another look at me. You can't help but admire the hag's terrible cruelty and cunning.
I shall try to find such a maid, for Casima's sake.
Truly? How determined of you. I personally would not waste my last few hours as a man on an impossible errand. However, you may do as you please. I give you this token. It's my family ring, and the only heirloom I have left, if perchance you should. If you think you have found a maid.
I shall give her this ring.
Yes, just accept it of her. She must accept of her own free will. By doing so, she accepts me. Not that you shall find anyone, mind you. Your time is short. Count the minutes on your fingers while your fingers you have, pretty prince. Your master will await you.
Oh, there's so much text in this game, and it was... Oh, gosh. So, we now have a limited time to find this maiden, and we have less time in this game than in the original. I think you have about 10 minutes to find this maiden in the original game. In this one, I think it's 5 minutes or less, and you will turn into a beast. So, let's see if we remember where there is a maiden. Oh yes, there is the servant girl on the Isle of the Crown. Hello, Nightingale. Okay. Hopefully she will be there. Oh, yes. Let's talk to this girl. Good day, maid. My name is Alexander. How do you do?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not allowed to talk to strangers.
Well, we can try showing her. If you immediately try to show the beast ring to her, she won't really be convinced. So you need. Well, let's see here. Excuse me, maid, but I have someone I'd like to tell you about.
Please, sir, I'm not allowed to talk to strangers.
Well, she obviously loves roses and tending these roses, so we can give our white rose to this girl. Pardon me, maid. I hope you don't think me forward, but I see that you like roses. I thought you might perhaps like a fresh white rose. Alexander can see the conflict on the pretty face as she fights between her distrust of him and her desire for the white rose. The rose wins.
Oh, I shouldn't, sir, but it is so lovely. I've never seen a rose of white. It looks so pale and delicate. Wherever did you find one of such a color?
There are many hedges of them on the Isle of the Beast, and they grow together like magic.
Oh, truly? What an adventure that must be, to see them! But I should not speak so, especially to a stranger. Thank you for the rose, though, kind sir.
Ah, do you live in this house, maid?
Well, my stepmother and her children live here. I live out back in the stables.
Your stepmother? Then you are not I thought you were
A servant? I am, I suppose. You see, my mother died and my father remarried. He passed on shortly afterwards. My stepmother has no
Oh! Waited too long! See, Alexander feels a strange sensation come over him. His skin begins to itch. His head throbs. Ooh! Whee! King's Quest 2, Wolf. Guess I should stop the timer when you're talking to her. That's not fair, is it? Oh dear, well we will pick up where we left off. Sorry about that.
Was that the beast you could do?
Alright folks, we're back. We accidentally got transformed into a beast because we kind of dilly-dallied a little too long. Let's give the ring to this girl. Alexander has a thought about the serving girl. He decides to bring up the subject of beast with her. Let me tell you about the place where the white roses grow. The Isle of the Beast is an enchanted place. There's a path running through a deep forest. The path crosses 3 magic blockades, set to keep all visitors away. At the center lives a tremendous beast.
Really? Magic blockades? How exciting! What kind of a beast? Is it very terrifying and ferocious?
It is a beast that walks on 2 legs and dresses like a prince. It speaks with the voice of a man.
A beast that talks and wears clothes? How is that possible? Is the beast magic too?
Not magical. Enchanted. Beast was once a prince, but a witch trapped him in the form of a beast and set him on the island. There he lives in a castle in the midst of a maze.
How terrible! Imagine how lonely he must be.
It is a very lonely prospect, isn't it? I have met him, you see. He is indeed ferocious, but who would not be?
He really exists? How it breaks my heart. If I could, I would tend to such a beast. Such a beast might find comfort in a kind face. Do you not think it so?
Oh, I think it's so. I very much think it's so. You would not be afraid of him?
Afraid? Maybe a...
Okay, this is an issue. We're gonna fix that. Alright folks, we're back. I'm so glad that we're playing through this. I've never actually sat and read all these texts to see how long they are. There is just so much talking in this game, and evidently I think, you know, if you're talking to this to Beauty, that the timer for the beast needs to shut off and then you know, start back up when you stop talking to her. So that is something I will fix, and when you download this game, that will be updated.
You are serious? I could leave here? I have always dreamt of leaving, but to actually go... This is the only home I've ever known.
Home is a hard place to leave, even if you are unhappy there.
But I will go. If I can help him, I must go.
I thought I did have that set up like that. I don't know what happened. Maybe somehow that part got deleted to stop the timer. Is there nothing you wish to take with you?
There is nothing.
Then take this ring. It is his. He will be pleased if you would wear it.
Why, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Thank you kindly, sir.
Beauty, where do you think you're going?
To a place where roses grow, and to someone who truly needs me.
I see you wear my ring. You willingly agree to spend your life here with me. Do you know what that means?
Yes, my lord, I do. I have been touched by your story.
Pity alone need not sentence you to endure this fate.
Oh, but he's a gentle face, and kind.
You look at me so sweetly, and are not repulsed.
Oh, by the light of your eyes, my spirit soars. The enchantment, it's broken. I am pleased to have served you, my lord. Do you still wish me to stay?
What? Speak not such nonsense, Beauty. Do you think that I learned nothing of true love during my time here? You are my queen.
Oh, my clothes, this gown.
How well it suits your noble heart.
Alexander, how can I ever repay you? I have nothing to offer except my gratitude. But please, take these old clothes. Perhaps you'll find someone in need during your travels.
That sounds so King's Questy. Oh my gosh.
Take this old piece of mold. Perhaps you'll find a use for it. Maybe you can trade it. Maybe you can trade some solid gold nuggets for a piece of mold that you can rub on a path and make an elf appear. Sorry.
You have already repaid me by your example of courage, Beauty, and by your friendship, I hope. You will always have our friendship and loyalty, Prince Alexander, but from a fellow adventurer, take some advice. If you find your true love, protect her with your life. We are all beasts without the redeeming humanity of love. And to aid you, accept my mirror. Now that my life is no longer hung in false shadows, I have no need for it. Give it to someone with nothing to fear from the truth it reveals. Thank you. I wish you both well. Come, Beauty, let me take you home. Gosh, all that stuff is a really long sequence. There were a lot of memory issues with all that text. It was just ridiculous. Now that we have taken care of that, we have one more spell ingredient to add to our lamp. We can get this falling water from the fountain. Oh, the lamp is not ready for the falling water. If you open the spell book and look at the Make Rain spell, you need salt and sacred waters in a teapot first, then the falling water. So we've added the salt from the baby's tears, but we have not yet added the sacred water from the oracle. So add sacred water to lamp. Maybe not. Well, maybe you should. Put sacred water in lamp. Alexander pours the contents of the oracle's vial into the hunter's lamp. The vial, now empty of its sacred fluid, disintegrates. Now we can get falling water in lamp. Alexander fills the hunter's lamp to the brim with the fountain water. So now this lamp, the lamp contains falling water. The lamp contains sacred water. Centains? Oh, so glad we're doing this. Thanks for all your patience, folks. This is kind of I've never, actually really, Centains sacred water, so I can update that in our, the lamp contains salt water. Oh, dear. Now, if we open our spell book, we can hopefully cast this Make Rain spell. We have all the ingredients. Alexander prepares to enchant the hunter's lamp with the Make Rain spell incantation. And we got King's Quest III spell casting music. Clouds of thunder, shafts of light. Come and sup with me tonight. Waters 3. Have I for tea? Brew a tempest now for me. The lamp in Alexander's hand gives a little perk. He hopes the spell works despite his makeshift teapot. Alright, our first spell. Let's just double check here. We'll look at the lamp. The lamp contains what Alexander hopes is the completed Make Rain spell. And this is not necessary to do if you are playing through the short path in the game, but it is necessary for the long path. But it is necessary if you want full points in the short path. And let's open our map. And we'll go to the Isle of the Crown. We are getting very close to the point where this game will split into two branches, and you must make a decision which branch are you going to go to. And actually I forgot one item. We'll go back to the Isle of the Beast. And it's kind of tricky because you wouldn't think to do this, but it does give you that extra little point. I forgot to pick another white rose, because Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges. We already gave one to Beauty, but this can be our final gift to Princess Cassima via Sing Sing, her pet nightingale. And then that'll be the end of the nightingale. Let's save here. And we will give this rose. Alexander holds out the rose, hoping that the bird will deliver it to the same place she took the ring and the poem, in the chance that the receiver might truly be Cosima. The nightingale swoops down, grabs the rose, and takes it towards the castle. The nightingale flies off towards the castle with the rose. Where might she be taking it? And once again, you will not see this cutscene if you haven't made friends with Jollo.
Oh, a white rose! How beautiful! It must be from Alexander. Oh, I wish I could see him with my own eyes, but Abdul would never allow it. He only risks capture by sending me these things, dear to my heart though they are. Fly elsewhere, my pretty friend. Do not endanger Prince Alexander again by taking tokens from his hand. Forgive me, Alexander, and forget me. I cannot return your love, for I fear that I shall never leave this castle again.
That's very sad. Alexander waits in vain for Cosima's nightingale to return, but the bird does not. Could there be something wrong? Or does Cosima simply not welcome his attentions further? And that's, poor Alexander just left up in the air about all this stuff. Ooh, our lamp seller's back. Oh, and I forgot to mention, he's taken from Mixed Up Mother Goose. He is the crooked old man. And this dialogue portrait, without the eyes, if there was a time when, I hadn't put his eyes on, blinking eyes on yet, and it looked like he had these bloody eye sockets that were empty, and I thought it was funny, and I almost wanted to leave it, but I thought it might be a little bit weird. But so do not trade your lamp with him, of course, because we've got it set for this Make Rain spell. And we'll go in the pawn shop. Good day, Prince Alexander. And we do have the genie in here. This genie will not appear a third time unless you have that potion in your inventory that you picked up on the Isle of Wonder. This is our chance to fake our death so that the Vizier kind of thinks we're dead. And it also gives us a little bit of a insight into something. Well, let's try it. Drink potion. Alexander suddenly gets a very sneaky idea. I can't go on anymore. Without Cosima, I'd just rather not live. Prince Alex, no. It's true. The Vizier has beaten me. I give up. Poison is my last resort. I beg you, stop. I am no more. And I'm back. Oh, I can walk right under the counter. Oh, what a waste. The poor young fool. He's dead. He's dead. Wait until Abdul hears. He'll be so pleased. Seconds later in the castle. I told you not to pop in like that. You can learn to knock like everybody else. Sorry, Master. I couldn't help myself. I have great news. Well, what is it? Prince Alexander is dead. He killed himself in despair over losing Cosima. What? Are you positive? That young man has proven to be most devious. I saw the whole thing myself, Master. He was really and truly quite dead. If what you say is true, it shall be most convenient. You've spent enough time on that little irritant. We must start thinking about the wedding. Anything, Master! Oh, I do love weddings. Well, we do want you to look your prettiest, don't we? Now, Shamir Shamazel, to the lamp with you. Prepare yourself as we discussed. And we get a little insight into what the genie's lamp looks like. I have no idea how Alexander could know this. Maybe he has some kind of telepathic connection to that scene because he's in some kind of fugue state. I really don't know. Alexander's heart lurches to life in his chest.
Prince Alex, but you were...
Sorry, friend. I was doing a little acting, I'm afraid.
Ah, of course, the strange cloaked man. You are quite clever, and a bit too exciting for an old man.
All right, folks. I believe, let's save here. And I'm going to call this, this will be our playthrough. But this is the very moment where you can have the maximum score before the branches in the game split, before you choose to either go down the short path or the long path. And now the very next move you make will determine which path you go down. So we are stopping here, and we will. I will play through both branches, and just look at the video titles to see which branch you would like. And I will see you again very shortly. Thank you so much for watching. This has been so much fun. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm having a blast playing this, and I will see you in the next one.